Today I'll be going over how to make a melodic dubstep bass fill using any sample, but before we get into the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button because I'm posting new videos every week and you won't want to miss out. So this is the sample I'm working with, which is just a little percussion hit. And so this method of making fills will work with any sample, but I just decided to choose this one because it has some cool textures and I think it'd be interesting to work with. And so first I'll go in the sample and turn warp mode on. Then I'll go with the textures warp mode. Then I'll stretch the sample out some, and that's how you start getting some interesting results, but I'll start to mess with the grain size and the flux just to see what we can get. Now I think it sounds pretty cool, but I'll mess around with the pitch just to see what that does. And so the thing to keep in mind here is that there's no one way to do this, and so just experiment and mess around with a bunch of different parameters just to see what you can get. And now, so I think it sounds good, but I think it could be a little bit better, so I'm going to try resampling and doing the whole warping process again. And here I'm just consolidating the track just to stretch it out again, and if you're an Ableton user, by the way, all you have to do is select the region and hit Ctrl-J. Now I'll stretch it out again and I'll use the textures warp mode and I'll start messing around with the same parameters again. So honestly, that's sounding pretty good, so I'll start doing some post-processing, but feel free to keep stretching and warping if you want to experiment. And so with the post-processing, I like to add a bunch of filters, and Kilohertz actually has a bunch of free ones that you can definitely replicate with stock filters or Serum effects or other filtering plugins, but I just like using Kilohertz. And so I'll usually throw on a comb filter just to see how that sounds, and I'll mess around and see if there's a certain frequency range that I like. So I like how it's sounding around the 300 Hertz range, but feel free to also start even automating that parameter and just messing around to see if you can get some interesting results, but I'll just keep it where it's at just because I like how it is. And I'll throw on a 4-minute filter just to see how that sounds. Usually you can start getting some vowels out of this filter. And then I'll also throw on an OTT to balance and flatten the sample a bit. And I also think it's sounding a bit mono for my personal taste, so I'll widen it up with some ping pong delay. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just keep throwing on more filters or other plugins and start randomly automating different parameters. You can even go in and mess with the warp again, but yeah, honestly the possibilities are endless. So yeah, I hope this helped. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And also comment down below if you have other sound design techniques that you want to share so we can all make some sick fills. But yeah, that does it for me. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.